can good posture be bad for your back? Perplexing question. Because oftentimes we think of back pain as being an issue of posture. You have a slump, and that's why you have back pain, and so you try to do good posture to correct that. The only issue is that very often our notions of good posture that we've inherited from our society are very misguided. That they actually make your body tighter. I bet you've noticed this, that sometimes you try to have good posture and you find yourself a minute or two later back in the slump. It's too tiring. It's because it's an imposition on your body. It's posture as an imposition rather than posture as an organic expression of your body. All right, so we're going to get into all of this today. My name is Joseph Arnold. I'm a violinist and Alexander Technique teacher, and I love teaching the Alexander Technique because it provides these incredible insights into the body that you just won't find elsewhere. Insights that help you move freely and function better and feel better, right? And so back pain, one of the reasons I'm creating this back pain series, and this is number 5 of this series, you can go back and check the other ones out on my channel. One of the reasons I'm creating this series is because a lot of people have back pain, and it seriously gets in the way of their life. And my people, my audience, are artists, musicians, dancers, and for this crowd, the artist crowd, actors and whatnot, back pain is also a very serious issue, not just because of the discomfort, but because it interferes with your performance. And when you're all tight and trying to move the paintbrush around, all that tension is interference. Even tension in your back, because your arm and back are connected, right? They're inextricably linked. It's like a web. We're going to talk about the web in just a minute. So that the back pain, the tension gets in the way of how you feel and how you function and the ultimate impact of your art or whatever else it is that you do. Okay, so I'm going to talk about our culture's typical ideas of posture and why they don't work. And I'm going to talk about the web of your body, and then I'm going to give you some hot tips on different ideas of how to think about posture that in a way that actually works for your body. All right, so let's do good posture right now. Right, so notice what you do when you do good posture. Probably pull your shoulders back and push your chest out, tuck your chest in. Or maybe you have a more yogic, enlightened idea of posture where you shine your heart towards the sun, right? But when you do those things, what do you actually notice? Write in the comments below. What do you actually notice? Do you get tighter or freer? Sure, maybe your heart expands, but what happens to your back, right? Is your back getting more contracted or more expanded itself? So these ideas often come from they come from the military. And when you go like this, it may be appropriate for military service, or sometimes it's an aesthetic choice, like in ballet, to be very kind of tightened up, which is what often happens in ballet. Sometimes it's an aesthetic choice, and sometimes in yoga it's like an energetic choice. But whatever the case, if your back is getting tighter when you're doing posture, then it's not going to be functional for the rest of your life. For washing dishes, for creating art, for talking with people, for sitting or standing for long times. And when you impose good posture onto a slump like this, then basically you end up having 2 problems instead of 1. Problem number 1 is the slump. If you're tighter than you'd like to be, and then you go, I love having good posture, right? So you have 2 problems instead of just 1. This is why it feels so unsustainable, because you're just adding more and more muscular effort onto your body. So probably the critical insight is to stop thinking of your body as sort of a column of bits that you can impose your will onto. And so this is what this odd device here is all about. This is a Tensegrity dodecahedron, and yes, there will be a test. You'll notice that when the 2 bits that I'm holding onto contract, the whole thing contracts. When they expand, the whole thing expands. Even when I move just one little tiny piece, The whole thing moves subtly. Your body is like this. Your spine is not stacked one thing on top of another. That is totally inaccurate. You take a look at anatomy textbooks, ones that show the intact body, rather than just little bits of the body. You'll see that it's a web. All the muscles and bones, connective tissue and organs and everything, it's a web. And everything is utterly interconnected with everything else. You'll notice that, for instance, our typical idea of good posture is very linear. It goes one direction, up, right? And you pull on your shirt, for instance, in just one direction. What happens to the shirt? Does it get tighter or freer? It's going to get tighter, right? So what you want instead is something more like this. Again, this is multi-dimensional, multilinear. It is dynamic, responsive, expansive. And it just so happens that this is how you were born. This is how your body already works. You look at little toddlers, the way that they walk and run and stand and sit. They have perfect posture, totally at ease, perfect posture, perfectly upright. There's no effort. They're not going around like, oh, well, I guess I should sit up now. No, it's not like that at all. And you still have this perfect posture, this potential inside you. You were born with it. It exists in the structure of your body. And there are lots of reasons why you might be getting tense in the first place. I made one video recently in this back pain series on why we get tense in the first place, and I'm going to make another one because I had some more ideas about why we do. But whatever the case, the answer is to release, to allow, rather than to do or impose. Good posture is not something you do or impose. It's something that you release or allow. So how do we find a way into that? Well, you can think of, let's say, relaxing upwards. Just try that on for size. Relaxing up. Or relaxing up and out. Because we don't want to be just one direction. We want to think of the body as multidimensional, right? So it expands in all directions simultaneously, just like a loaf of dough rising. So you can think of releasing up and out, or expanding or softening up and out. And just notice how that feels. It might not feel like you're doing good posture, because your idea of good posture might be this really extreme mode of tension. And anything compared to that is going to feel inadequate, even. Because there is a moral element to going like this. The puritanical, stand up straight. This is what a good person does. And yeah, so you might notice thoughts like that, or sort of vague, shadowy feelings around softening your idea of posture. So in any case, the way to reclaim the posture that actually works for your body, rather than one that is an imposition that requires willpower to hold, again, is to familiarize yourself with the way that little babies move. Watch babies, the toddlers, the way they move, and think of relaxing up and out. Okay, that's all for now. I hope you found that helpful. If you'd like to learn more about my Soul Force Arts project, go to soulforcearts.com. Check out my book and my online community and learning platform, Soul Force Arts Community, and sign up for my newsletter, where you can get a free mini course on how to discover your soul force. Okay, see you all next time.